Why is it that some people can walk into a room and command instant respect without saying a single word, while others struggle to be heard even when they shout? Have you ever felt like an open book, where your every thought, fear, and intention is written plainly across your face for the world to exploit? In a world that demands transparency, the most powerful weapon you can possess is the ability to be dangerously unreadable. This isn't about being cold or distant, it's about the strategic mastery of your own internal landscape. It is the general's mindset. Think about the most influential figures in history. They weren't the ones who reacted to every provocation. They were the ones who sat in the center of the storm, their expressions like stone, their next move a total mystery until the moment of impact. But how do you actually achieve this level of psychological dominance when your instincts are screaming at you to react? Most people live their lives in a state of constant emotional leakage. Every minor inconvenience, every spark of joy, and every flicker of doubt is broadcasted to those around them. This makes you predictable. And in the game of life, predictability is a death sentence. When your rivals know exactly what makes you angry, they know exactly how to manipulate you. When they know what you want, they know exactly what to withhold. But what if you could flip the script? Imagine the power of a silence so profound that it forces others to fill the void with their own insecurities. This is where the true battle begins. The moment you stop reacting is the moment you start leading. But wait, there is a hidden danger in silence that most people overlook, one that can turn your greatest strength into your greatest weakness if you aren't careful. To become unreadable, you must first master the art of the blank face. This is not a mask of boredom, but a shield of intense presence. Look at the greats, Sun Tzu, Marcus Aurelius, the legendary commanders who won battles before the first sword was even drawn. They understood that information is the ultimate currency. By revealing nothing, you force your opponent to gamble. You become a mirror, reflecting their own anxieties back at them. Have you ever noticed how uncomfortable people get when they can't read you? They start talking more, revealing their own plans, and exposing their vulnerabilities just to get a reaction. It's a psychological phenomenon that you can use to your advantage. But how do you maintain this composure when the stakes are at their highest and the pressure is mounting? The secret lies in the internal fortress. You must build a wall between your emotions and your expressions. This doesn't mean you stop feeling, it means you stop showing. A general feels the weight of the battle, the fear of loss, and the heat of the moment, but to his soldiers, he is the North Star, fixed, constant, and unshakable. If the leader flinches, the army breaks. In your life, you are the leader of your own destiny. If you flinch at every criticism or jump at every opportunity, you are essentially giving away the keys to your kingdom. But there is a specific breathing technique used by elite operators that can instantly reset your nervous system, making you appear calm even when your heart is racing. Misdirection is the second pillar of the unreadable mindset. It's not enough to be a blank slate, sometimes you must provide a false map. In the art of war, it is said that when you are strong, you should appear weak, and when you are weak, you should appear strong. By providing small, controlled leaks of information that are actually decoys, you can lead your competition into a trap of their own making. This requires a level of discipline that most people simply don't have. It requires you to be the director of your own play, choosing exactly which version of yourself to present at any given moment. But be warned, if you play too many characters, you might lose sight of who you actually are. Is it possible to be unreadable to the world but still authentic to yourself? True power comes from the tactical pause. Most people feel an urge to respond immediately to a question or a challenge. They fear that silence makes them look slow or unintelligent. In reality, the pause is where your authority lives. When you take 3 seconds to look someone in the eye before responding, you are signaling that you are in control of the time and the space. You are processing, evaluating, and deciding. You are not a machine that produces an output for every input, you are a sovereign entity. This simple shift in timing can change the entire dynamic of a negotiation or a confrontation. But what happens when someone tries to provoke you specifically to break that silence? How do you handle the emotional hijack attempt? You must realize that every provocation is a test of your sovereignty. When someone insults you or tries to rattle you, they are essentially asking, "Do I have power over your state of mind?" If you get angry, the answer is yes. If you stay unreadable, the answer is no. You win by refusing to play the game they've set up. You choose the battlefield. This level of detachment is often mistaken for arrogance, but it is actually the highest form of self-respect. It is the realization that your internal peace is too valuable to be traded for a moment of petty satisfaction. But there is one final, lethal component to this mindset that separates the amateurs from the masters, a technique so subtle that most people don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. Finally, you must learn to read others while remaining a mystery yourself. The unreadable mindset isn't just a defense, it's an intelligence-gathering tool. While others are busy performing and reacting, you are observing. You are looking for the micro-expressions, the subtle shifts in posture, and the inconsistencies in their stories. Because you aren't focused on your own reaction, your mind is free to analyze theirs. You become the predator in the tall grass, silent and invisible, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This is the general's mindset. It is the path of the elite, the few who understand that the greatest battles are won in the mind before they ever reach the physical world. Are you ready to stop being the book and start being the author? The world is waiting for your next move, but if you've done this right, they'll never see it coming.